Okay. So, good morning. It is our proud privilege to host the first Alumni Talk for academic session 21-22, which is being organized by the School of Education, KR Manglam University. And it is a very fortunate day that we have with us our alumna, Ms Aishwarya Seth Likhyani, who is presently the PRT at the HDFC School, Gurugram. And she will be speaking to the present batches of B.Ed and BLEd and also the other invited alumni of the past batches of School of Education. She would be talking today on a very important topic, that is career path and growth as an educator. To brief you about Aishwarya, Aishwarya is presently working since 2019 in HDFC School, Gurugram. She has completed her MA in English from Indira Gandhi National Open University. She did her B.Ed from KR Manglam University, and she graduated from here in the year 2019. Prior to that, she has completed her BBA honors from Lovely Professional University, Punjab. And over these years, she has been pursuing a number of technical courses and training programs with very renowned organizations, educational institutions like the British Council, several workshops with the CBSE and the NCERT. She also has a numerous amount of certificates to her credit on life skills program, classroom management, integration of arts in curriculum through experiential learning, using storytelling as an effective pedagogy, and many more. Aishwarya, we are indeed very, very happy to have you with us back to your alma mater to talk to your juniors. And we really look forward that your presence is going to motivate them as educators to decide a career path. We will also request you to share your experiences at the university and how you have moved further to the HDFC school, and whatever tips you would like to give to the existing batches of B.Ed and BLEd. We'll be more than happy to receive your input. So, firstly, on behalf of all of us, we welcome you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank
And
you.
over to you. And after you interact with them, you make a presentation. The session will be open for about 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe in the end, we can have an interaction between you as well as your juniors. So, welcome
Definitely.
home and over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm welcome. I'm very happy and it feels great to be here again and between my teachers and between, I'm very happy to, be of any help if I can be to the juniors. And I think there will be something that you will take back from this session. So I would be sharing a PPT and I would be briefly telling you about the topic. And also, if you have any queries, you can note down, and at the end, we can take up the queries. So I would be just sharing my screen.
May I kindly request some of our students of the B.Ed and BLEd to switch on their cameras?
Yeah, that
Kindly
would be
do.
great. That would be,
Because Aishwarya will feel very nice to see you and then interact with you.
yes. I hope it is visible, the presentation. So
Yes.
as ma'am has already given an introduction, I've been in the HDFC school for the past 3 years now, and before that I completed my B.Ed from KR Manglam, and it has been a great experience there as well. I did my internship with Lancers International School, which was an opportunity provided by KR Manglam itself. And after that, I this is my first job. This was my first job, and I'm very happy here working as an educator, growing. So that was about me. So the topic I'm going to be talking about is career path and growth as an educator. Starting with a beautiful quote, when you approach life with a growth mindset, you understand abilities can be developed. Now, the reason I have put this forward here is because, as an educator, since you all have chosen to be an educator, it is very important that you keep learning. You have a growth mindset because because you will require that every day to learn something new and reflect it in your work, right? So it is very important to be open to learning throughout our lives being an educator. Now here are some quotes which I have. You can just read it out. The reason I am telling you about this growth mindset is because a lot of times we tend to think that we cannot do this, I cannot do this. But we should not think that maybe we are not able to do something at a particular point, but later on, when we develop those skills, we keep trying, we can accomplish it. So always say, I cannot do it yet, but I will be able to at some point. This is the kind of mindset you need to have for anything that you do in your life. So these are some famous people that have failed a lot of times, and you probably all know these people, but they kept trying, and now you all know who these are, right? Moving on to the topic, career paths you can choose being an educator. Now being an educator does not only mean that you're going and teaching. Now there are a lot many fields that you can choose as per your own interest and as per the skills that you own, right? So I have listed a few here. I'm going to be talking about a few here, and then I'm going to be talking about what I am doing. So first is, I think you all are from B.Ed and BLED, so you all are aware of what a mother teacher is, right? So some of you might connect with elementary kids more, junior kids, primary kids more. So for that, you can become a mother teacher. You can take Mother teacher takes care of the junior classes and is responsible for teaching them all the subjects, right? So that is a mother teacher. Then comes your PRT, that is the primary teacher, which I am, which is responsible for grades 1 to 5. So you can choose to maybe have your specialization in one subject and go in for PRT. Then comes your TGT. Uh, TGT is handling classes from grades 6th to grades 10th, right? And of course, you need to have specialization to teach a subject, a particular subject. Then we come on to PGT. Now, PGT is responsible for higher classes, that is 11th and 12th. Then we have another field which is very, the schools, they require special educators now, because in the classes you will find that there are slow learners, there are learners with certain disabilities. So every school now requires special educators. And special educators also, if you want to become a special educators, there are some courses that you can take up, right? Apart from that, even in B.Ed and in BLED, I think you all are doing certain subjects you are studying, wherein you are taught inclusive education, and where you need to handle children who are maybe slow than the others, or who have some learning problems, right? So this is one field that you can go into, and it has a very good scope. Then we come on to counselors. Now, you can also be a counselor. You can be a school counselor. A counselor handles not only students, a counselor is required to counsel the parents, teachers, as well as the students, right? So you can take up short courses and become a school counselor as well. And it is a very interesting and good field, right? Coming on to after your B.Ed or BLed, if you want to go into education, you want to study more, there are certain opportunities that you have. If you feel that you want to first complete your masters or maybe your med or any other postgraduate, maybe ma in some subject, then that is also one very good option, and then you can come on into teaching. And I have done my masters recently. I did it as distance education, and I have my specialization in English now. And I have been, apart from that, I've been doing some courses which are helping me in developing even better skills in English, because that is my major subject. So you can also go now, even the job opportunities that you are getting in private sector are very good, right? You need to have certain education qualifications. You can also go in for net. I think, I'm sure teachers, they must have told you, you can appear for net also after your masters. Net is an exam, it's the national eligibility test. You have to have a specialization in one subject and give your exam, net exam, in that particular subject. Only after doing that would open your doors for colleges, schools, and universities as well. So this is also one option that I'm putting forward here. Then coming on to, now, these are some roles I wanted to share with you all, that you have to take up being an educator. It is not about just teaching, but it is about being more than a teacher to the kids, especially if you're dealing with the primary kids, even the senior kids. You need to have these factors to become an educator. Educator is a very vast word, I should say. So you need to first have build a relationship with the kids that you are dealing with. You need to be a mentor to them, a friend to them when required. You need to have that relationship with the children. You need to be a learner. You need to be open to learn. Be you cannot say that if I am teaching by this method, I will not follow any other method. No, you need to learn new skills and new ways to teach your kids, because there will be kids who are belonging to different backgrounds, different learning speed they have. So you need to have those skills to cater to all of those kids. You need to be a learner. You need to uh, also network with the other people, your colleagues. You need to have an open mindset to receive feedback and give feedback when required, because you must be having peer observations also, and it is very important to observe what the other person is doing. So maybe if you like some strategy that they are implementing in their class, you can also implement it, right? Then you need to be a leader, of course. You need to be open in communication. You need to be a storyteller, especially if you again are dealing with younger kids. You need, sometimes there will be some kids who will not respond to you whatsoever you do. So you need to change your strategy of talking to them, of making them feel comfortable, and making sure that they feel belonged, right? Then a designer and an artist, of course, that is a part of being an educator. I think that I don't need to go into. Then next, I would be coming on to what I am currently doing, what I am as a PRT doing in my school. So just a brief. uh, what I what are the responsibilities that I have over there. So lesson planning, as you all do, preparation for the classes, what we are going to teach next. Then lesson planning is very important. You cannot uh, teach anything without having it planned, right? When you come into teaching, when you're actually delivering a lesson, you will understand that you have a specific time wherein you have to deliver that particular lesson. So you need to have the activities planned that you want to your children to do, and you also need to have differentiated learning. You need to make sure that the way you are teaching the lesson, it should cater to all the learners in the class. Everyone will not be able to understand what you're teaching by the same method, right? So this is what lesson planning is all about. Then creating learning resources, of course, to to have some additional resources. While you cannot just go and write it down and the kids copy, no, this method of teaching is now nowhere, it is not followed anywhere now. You will have to think, you will have to plan activities, you will have to integrate the activities of the subjects with other subjects, with art, and deliver your lessons. Then we have checking pupils' work and providing feedback. That is one very important part. Attending parent teacher meetings. Now, parents are very important part, I would say, when you're dealing with younger kids, especially because they're very involved in handling their kids' studies. So you will have to have a good um, touch with the parents so that they also know what you're doing, and they also can support you if required. So that is very important part. Preparing for inspections, again, as I said, you can always observe the other lessons, other teachers lessons, and if need be, you can inspect as well. Running extracurricular activities. Now, school is not just about the subjects that are the subjects that they have, but apart from that, even in my school, I'm taking up creative writing as an activity, so debate and declamation as an activity. So there we do different kind of activities where we have to make it interesting so that the child learns also, and it's interesting also, right? um, Undertaking professional development, I will talk about this in a little more detail because this is the most important part of growth of an educator. If you want to grow as an educator, professional development, is which has to be continuous, is very important. So I will be talking about that after this. So, if you go for an interview, what is important? What do you need? What would they look in for you? Of course, dedication and hard work, that is important. Apart from that, you need to have good communication skills. Unless and until you have that, no one, if you're not presentable, if you're not, if you cannot put forward your points or your views, of course, they would not be happy to take you, right? So, communication skills are very important. Then an understanding of how children learn, because you will be having observations and they'll see how, and you will be having assessments, so they will see how, what kind of a performance the kids are doing, and they'll understand. Of course, a teacher is very important. You are teaching them, they will see that what kind of results that the students have got, and this is why you need differentiated learning. Okay. Then we have ability to think on your feet. Sometimes even we are humans, we are not prepared with something or the other, but you need to have that presence of mind. You need to think uh, what what are the things that instantly come to your mind and you act. Sometimes this also happens with us, right? In case of teaching children, in case of dealing with the teachers, with seniors, this happens. IT skills. Now, this is also one very major part now, since you all know that because of COVID, everything was online, and from the day one, we have been teaching them. As soon as the lockdown was, announced, we shifted immediately to the online mode. And there were numerous skills that numerous trainings that we attended to adapt to it, right? Because we were not earlier going by this way, we were going in the offline mode, so we were developing skills in that. But now, since everything is online, even now there are it's happening in the hybrid mode also, so you need to have IT skills. I will also tell you some skills and some courses which you can take up even now, which will help you later on, which will help you uh, to you in developing your CV better. You will have those things in your CV. Then subject expertise. Now, if you are particularly dealing with a particular subject and you are going in for an interview for that subject, you need to have the knowledge of that particular subject. You need to know it well. So if you think that maybe I have done my B.Ed and I can teach maybe sixth onwards, if that is the case, then make sure that you are well aware of the concepts of that particular subject you are taking up, right? Because this is a very important part of an interview. They will be interviewing your subject knowledge, right? Your concepts. This is important. Moving on to how you can grow as an educator, even now, even later on, while you have become a teacher. What are the things that you can keep doing to improve? So, first is professional development. Now, the schools, they focus a lot on professional development. They are going to even they're ready to pay for you if you are willing to develop your skills and all. So this is very important. What is professional development? It is basically that you do some courses which are maybe related to what you're teaching. Maybe they are related to other things as well, like life skills. Now, life skills is one subject which I have done some workshops in life skills. Life skills everybody needs, be it a teacher, be it a student. Everyone needs life skills, because that is a continuous learning. You need it throughout, right? Then you can participate in workshops. There are n number of workshops. I'll give you some links, you can note them down, you can attend the workshops. It will be beneficial for you all. I'm sure you're going to learn. When you will become an educator, when you will be in some school working as a teacher, you will have more opportunities to attend CBSE workshops. And I'm telling you, there are amazing workshops. They're 1 hour each, and they are amazing. Whatever topic you choose, there are so many topics you can choose, and you can attend it for that particular topic. Then you can also grow by group discussion. You can share your ideas with the other teachers, with your coordinators, or whosoever it is, and you will get wonderful ideas from them. Be open to learn. Do not hesitate in asking anyone, right? Because everyone is learning. Okay. So the other way is, as I told you, you need to observe your colleagues classes. You will definitely get something out of it. Even now, when you are in your B.Ed, I'm sure you're making lesson plans and all, and you're delivering lessons. So observe the other person, how they're teaching, right? You will get something beneficial out of it. Then coming on to self evaluation. Now, self evaluation is something we need to do continuously. Sometimes I teach a lesson in a particular method, I adopt a particular method, and I teach that particular concept. But I know some of my students, they do not get it, right? A teacher knows how many of them are understanding, how many of them are not. So I have to self evaluate. I have to check evaluate my own methods, and I need to change my methods so that they understand better. So that is self evaluation that you would need to do every day. Then pedagogical learning. Now there are different ways of teaching, right? You can integrate your lessons with arts, music, You can show them videos, you can do discussions with them, and you can make them learn. So these are the different ways you can adapt. Of course, this is a very vast topic, and right now we're not going into it, but these are some ways you can take up this. Then last, of course, is effective communication. uh, if you have to grow, you need to have you need to be able to uh, put forward your views and communicate better. Now here I have some courses, some additional courses for your development. The first one is CBSE teacher training courses. Here, these courses you can take up once you are a teacher and you are, you are related to some organization. Then you can take up these courses. Second one is Future Learn courses, wherein you will not only get courses by British Council but others as well. You can note down the names or the links. You can just take a note of, because these courses are very beneficial, and you will learn a lot. Especially British Council courses are amazing. So you can choose as per your own interest, as per what you want to learn, and you can do that. Then we have ACER courses. So this is Australian Council for Educational Research. They also have amazing courses. They have topic-wise courses also. Like if you are an English teacher, you can go in for reading comprehension courses by them. They're very nice, and even other courses they are offering. So you can explore these courses. NCRT courses, again, once you are a teacher and related to a specific organization, then you can take up. Then you have Microsoft courses. Now you can explore these as well, because now of course you need ICT skills, you need IT courses. So Teams courses they have, and whatever maybe tool you choose, they have specific course on how you can use that particular tool, right? So you can take up and explore the Microsoft courses. Then I have listed some tools which you can use as a teacher. You can also put it in your lesson plans while you are making it right now. So a few of them I have listed. Of course, you can explore. There are many other, like Padlet. You have Quiz. You have Kahoot. These are different methods that you can adopt for teaching, right? Microsoft Forms is another way you can assess them. Microsoft Sways, like you have presentations, Microsoft Sways offers you a similar kind of facilities to incorporate your videos, incorporate your images, your text, and it is very interesting if you use that. So these are the things that you can start using from the time that you're doing your B.Ed, included in your lesson plans, and this will definitely add on to your CV, right? um, that is all from my end. Anything that you want to ask me related to this presentation, or anything else, you're free to do it.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for such a wonderful and an informative presentation that you have made for our student teachers. Besides the 21st century skills that you've mentioned, and the career pathway that you've mentioned, of course, besides the routine, I mean the PRT and the TGT, as well as the PGT levels that are available as school teachers. Very interestingly, you have shared the roles and responsibilities that one can assume as a counselor or as a special educator. And also, I think these professional development programs and courses that you've mentioned by CBSE as well as NCRT. In fact, you'll be happy to know a lot of students here at the School of Education. Thanks to the pandemic, I think that they are quite familiar with quizzes and Kahoot and using Microsoft Forms. Um, In fact, I'd like to just add on further to what Aishwarya has mentioned about these Microsoft courses. So we do, intend to offer at the School of Education with some tie-up through Microsoft, where they can be certain uh, basic courses of Word and maybe advanced Excel and PowerPoint. And as you know that now with the kind of ICT which has really gotten in a big way in the field of education, it's also very important to develop own e-content and storyboards and animations. So these kind of courses we are looking forward, for our students as well. And it's been really very informative, and I think we'd like to open the session for certain questions which the junior batches would like to ask to Aishwarya. So the session is open for all of you. And I will also request the teachers also who are on board, if they also would like to interact or share some views, you're most welcome for that. So over to the students as well as colleagues. So do we have any question from any of our student teachers? Would you like to ask something?
Yes, ma'am. I do have one question.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
also please request that whosoever speaks does give your name, your batch, your semester to Aishwarya, so that it will be easier for her to contextualize and then answer your question. So yeah, please go ahead.
yes.
Shraddha,
So
is
hi,
it
Aishwarya.
okay to you just turn on your camera, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So I am Shraddha Shri Jain from BLED semester 8, and I joined the university in 2018. So I'm the 2018 batch.
Hi.
And hi. So my question is that, when we go for an interview in a school, we have a lot of things in our mind, and we are not sure how we can cope up with, how we can manage those emotions or those heightened nervousness, or the fact that whether we will get selected or not. So how did you manage the interview? How did you cope up with that feeling of wanting to go?
Okay, so I think everyone is nervous when we have to give some presentation, when we have to appear for an interview. Everyone is nervous, and this is very normal, I would say. Just when I appear for any interview, I make sure that whatever I am speaking, whatever I am talking about, I am confident about it. I am totally honest about it, because if you make up stories, or if you say something that you're not aware of, then that will be a loss for you, because the interviewers are very smart in catching what is true and what is not, right? And also one thing, once you start talking, maybe they ask you about yourself and what are your interests or anything. So once you mention that I'm interested in so and so thing, they will pick that and they will start asking you on the same thing, right? So you make sure that whatever you're mentioning, you're well aware of it, and be confident. I think that is all what is required. We just believe in yourself and do it. That is all that is required, I would say.
Yes, thank you so much.
That was a nice question, Shraddha, because you are all in the final year, and I'm sure you are also a little nervous. Believe me and trust us that every time, at whatever stage of life you are in, when you're sitting for an interview, it's always as scary as the first interview.
Right.
So that is something, uh, as we say, learning never ends. So there is always something across the table which can be just put forth to you. And so that kind of anxiety happens at every state and at every level of your career. So great. So
Yes,
any
ma'am.
other question? I think you should utilize this session to ask as much as ground level questions, from
You can ask anything that you know have you are maybe have a doubt about. So whatever comes to your mind, it can be anything.
They don't have any questions.
So Aishwarya, I'd like to, interestingly, it's been very pleasurable for me to meet you because, when I joined here about some time back as Dean School of Education. So of course, I've not had the chance to be with your batch,
Yes.
but yes, I do share a similar profile with you because when I started my career years back, I was also a PRT, and
Oh,
I feel that educators who begin at a PRT level are the best educators because
true.
you know the basics of child development and all. So years back, the anticipation. Now here is the question. Years back, the anticipation in the 1990s and maybe early 2000, was very different from a primary teacher. We were into creating bulletin boards. We were into creating worksheets. We were into doing a lot of storytelling, a lot of poetry. What is the role of a PRT today? Is there any change? Would you like to speak something on that?
Yes, ma'am rightly said. All these things, even we are doing now, making of boards and, storytelling. All of these things are there, but of course, there has been an addition to what earlier the teachers were expected to do. Now they are expecting even more from you. They do not want rote memorization, so they want their children to learn through different kinds of activities. They want to give them experiences, hands-on experiences on whatever you are teaching, whatever you are introducing to them. They should have some kind of experience. Other than, we do not follow the traditional method of making them write or anything. We do it through activities. We try to give them as much exposure as possible. So yes, all these things have changed from earlier. Apart from that, lesson planning and all we have been doing earlier also, and now also the teachers are doing. So at CBSE, these things have changed a little.
I agree. I agree. Kanchan ma'am, I think has a question. Ma'am, over to you, please.
Uh, Good morning, Aishwarya.
Good morning,
First,
ma'am.
first of all, I would like to congratulate Aishwarya for this, noble profession, and she is doing very well in her field. And
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to ask few tips for our prospective teachers that how they should maintain, discipline in their class, and what are the small tips you are using in your classroom because you are, facing the real situation, and our students now are going to their internship. So I think it would be a great help for them. And one more thing I would like to ask, what according to new education policy, uh, what your schools are doing for making the digitalization of, everything, teaching, learning material. So can you explain our students that what kind of skills the, schools are required in prospective teachers so that they prepare themselves for it? So
Right.
over to you.
Yes. So the tips that I would like to give to the students are that now you will be dealing with the kids. You will not only have different kinds of problems in teaching learning, but apart from that also they will have various things that you would have to have an answer to, that you have to deal with. So you have to shape lives of many students. You need to give them a lot many skills, life skills, that I would say the values you will be inculcating in them. So make sure that whatever you're doing, whatever you're speaking, they will follow you. They observe a lot now. The kids, they observe a lot, right? So whatever you are doing, whatever you are following, they will follow the same. And a teacher is very important in their life. They will treat you like someone. They will love you a lot, I would say, and they will always follow what you tell them to. So make sure that you're well prepared for your lessons also, and apart from that also you have something additional to give to them, something additional which is required in our day to day life to become a good human being. So this is all rest when you start, working, and you will gradually adapt to that kind of environment. And this is only this is something that I would like to tell you. Rest concept knowledge, of course, you need to build on, as I talked about. So these are the tips that I would like to give you before you join an organization. um, Apart from that, the digitalization, ma'am, ma'am mentioned the workshops that we have been doing. So the schools now, they're focusing a lot on those workshops, focusing a lot on teacher training programs. And we are continuously asked to do something or the other, because now we were following the hybrid mode wherein we were dealing with offline students also, online students also. So we need to have be equipped in IT skills also. We were expected to do courses on Teams, on different. We were expected to adapt to tools like Vaculet, like Padlet, and all of those things. We were expected to adapt to. So these are the things. And now, since everything is open and schools are shifting to offline mode, but still I would say our school has kept it open, that the online learning would continue, and we will, of course, m- keep going forward with the ways that we think are will be beneficial for our kids now. So uh, this.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Very well said that students must have command on their subject. They must have the strength on their subject. They must have the good communication skill and the literacy, digital literacy skill as well. They must adopt both method, and they learn how to tackle each and every situation in the classroom. So thank you, Aishwarya. And any question from the student side?
Okay, I would like to congratulate you, Aishwarya, and really happy to see you here. Even it's a
Same here.
great achievement to be a part of the university and say something and address to your juniors.
Right.
So I really feel happy to see you here even. So,
Same here, ma'am. Same here.
so thank you so much for being part of our organization and our team in KR Manglam University, and we're really happy to be here as a part of, as an alumni. So thank you so much. That's all.
So I think there aren't really any further questions. Uh, Maybe any last question by any student? Okay, so Aishwarya, thank you so much for sparing time to be back to the School of Education, though virtually. We'll be very, very happy to have you on campus sometime,
Definitely.
being here, because it's always a pleasure to see your students doing exceptionally well wherever they are. Our good wishes to you
Thank
for
you.
your career progression. Keep adding value to the field of education, and my best wishes to you for that.
Thank you
And
so much
I,
for the
I
great
must
opportunity.
congratulate you, Aishwarya, for the level of confidence that you've exhibited today before your juniors. They are. I'm sure they have really liked the session. Once again, thank you We look forward to receive you at our campus very soon. And
Definitely.
for even more sessions, in fact, certain kind of capacity building sessions, maybe we can write to your principal to invite you as a resource person to, take
Sure.
certain sessions which are on technological skills or maybe life skills, since you have a lot of certifications on life skills. So we like to invite you once again sometime later. And
Definitely, ma'am. Would
that's
love
been
to.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
that's been really nice. Thank you. And for the student teachers, there's a feedback come attendance sheet which will be posted to you in your group. You are requested to please submit the attendance and the feedback of this session, and also mention the key takeaways that you have learned, which you will cherish from this session with your alumni. So, on behalf of School of Education, KR Manglam University, Aishwarya, we are very thankful to you, and God bless you, and stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you so